So during the rendering, when I played it back, I noticed that when we played through the piece to camera clip, that the graphic was playing further than it should be. And I've just noticed that here it's too long. So I'm just going to edit that again. We need to deselect all of the tracks that we don't want to affect. I'm just going to zoom in by going equals or plus and just drag that back down to here. And if we minus out and play, now what was happening there was that because I didn't have the FX1 track selected, the effect didn't work. Now the effect is working, so that's fine. So we can render out again at this point, and we need to ensure that each of these are selected. Now what I'd noticed, we used a mixed frame rate for this video clip, for the sequence here. And what that means is that if you mix 30 frames per second with 25 frames per second, and then export at 25 frames per second, all the sound that was recorded at 30 frames per second will slow down, and you get a very kind of slow effect. If on the other hand you export the video at 30 frames per second, you will find that everything that was recorded at 25 frames per second is playing faster, so you can get the chipmunk effect slightly, and the voice sounds slightly higher, so it doesn't quite sound right. So in that case, it's better to set up your project so that you are just using a certain frame rate, which will require you then to render out your clips that are in a different frame rate to the one that you want to use. So for example, if you've shot a load of stuff on a mobile phone and it's at 30 frames per second, you'll need to re-render it at 25 frames per second so that you don't have the problems that seem to be occurring at the moment. So we'll have a look at that shortly, but for the time being we'll just render out this version and export it. We'll use the YouTube, and this time we're going to go edit test 2018-03-16, and we'll call this final. We're going to select the ignore leading and trailing black, and we'll go again. Now we have the confirmation to say it's done, and we'll open it up. And again we'll play through and see what we get. Hello, in this video we look at my work as an editor, exploring my history, the tools I use and the way I work with clients. So morning everybody, and thank you very much for coming to today's meeting and taking this video conference call with me. In 2002 I began lecturing media production, but continued to produce my own work, including Fiddler's Walk and a range of documentaries. Okay, so in that one, the graphics is now working exactly as we want it to, so we're happy enough. We still have the issue with the voiceover, but that's for another video. And okay, so we've now finally rendered out, and we should be happy enough with what we've got.